I'm not happy. I am not happy. Oh boy. Oh boy. That couldn't have been more embarrassing. That couldn't have been more frustrating of an effort on your own goddamn court. Getting embarrassed like that in game 5. Now you got to go back to Toronto for game 6. And now the worries are starting to creep in here because right now the Sixers team does not look confident. They're not hustling. They're getting out hustled, out rebounded, out chanced in the paint. They can't drive the paint whatsoever. They can't shoot. They can't hit their shots. Everything. Everything possibly that probably could have gone wrong for this team in this game keeps going wrong. It keeps going wrong. And this team is flat out very frustrating. James Harden sucked. Joel Embiid on the defensive side sucked. Tyrese Maxey sucked. Danny Green was one of your more consistent guys offensively. When Danny Green's one of your more consistent guys offensively, not a good night for you. Tobias Harris, strong to start the game, kind of been invisible on the offensive side as the game went down. Bench? What bench? What are you talking about? We don't have a bench. D. Stiebel? Dude airballs so many shots, it's not even funny. Dude's not even an impact on the court. Barely gets out there anymore. He's a liability out there. Everything is wrong. Everything sucked. And that's the performance that you put out there on your home court in game 5. Seriously, what more does it take? Because you don't look confident right now. The Raptors look like the way more confident team. Ooh, and that's not fun. That's not fun to see. That's what makes me worried. You don't look confident. After, game 4, you see Joel Embiid on the bench, holding guys on the shoulder, not looking worried whatsoever. I wonder how they're feeling after this game. I wonder, how pissed off they are at this game because no one was able to get going. Literally every chance you got, every bucket you got, the Raptors instantly respond. And every time you got to stop, you cannot hit shit. Every time you got to stop on the court, you weren't able to hit anything and respond in the instant and go on a run. You were barely able to go on runs this entire game. The Raptors responded to everything that you did. The only run that you really went on was earlier on in the game. What was it, like an 8-0 run or something like that? That was your largest run of the game. Can't happen. Absolutely can't happen. Doc Rivers. What more there is to say about Doc Rivers? The off Joel Embiid minutes when he's on the bench. Some of the rotations out there, and they continue to hurt this team. Can't keep having Paul Reed out there when your team is struggling. For, as bad as Joel Embiid played, it still is your best option on the court. I don't know what to say after this game. I just don't. I'm just shock and awe at this point. I just don't even know what to say. You better win game 6. Game 6 is fucking mandatory. It's going to be a difficult situation going back to Toronto with that annoying fan base. Game 6 is mandatory. If you come out slow in game 6 and you can't hit anything, another game 7 back in Philadelphia. I am not prepared for that. I am absolutely not prepared for that. But before we get into the rest of this, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to TTP Sports. And before we finish recapping off this terrible Sixers loss in Game 5, the most important thing you can do is hit that subscribe button and also drop a like on the like button as well. If you were looking for all the latest Philadelphia sports news, recaps, and events, this is the place to be at, depending on the outcome. Great or miserable, depending on the outcome. Also, if you're a current viewer of the channel, I am grateful for you being here that long and looking to continue that down the road. And if you're looking for tickets to upcoming sporting events, concerts, whatever you can think of, use the code TTPSPORTS down below for $20 off your first purchase at SeatGeek. And get yourself some Sixers tickets while they last. Hopefully they don't go to a game 7, and hopefully it's tickets to round 2. Hopefully it's that aspect. Get yourself some Phillies tickets as well for this homestand. It's a deal you can't pass up. Free $20 in your pocket. Use that for parking. Use that for concessions. Anything you can possibly think of. Deal you can't pass up on. Use the code TTP Sports today for $20 off your first purchase at SeatGeek. So the Sixers, fall to the Toronto Raptors in Game 5 of the Eastern Conference quarterfinals by a score of 103-88. 103-88. You scored 14 points in the second quarter. not even getting 90 points, not even like pushing 90 points in this game. Everyone and their mother struggled on the court today. Everyone. Defensively, everything for the Raptors was just way too easy. They were able to penetrate the paint with ease. The Sixers, they couldn't figure out how to penetrate the paint. They were forcing and jacking up all these threes out of the world, going to Danny Green as much as possible in the corner. He's not going to hit everything. He's just not. When Danny Green gets hot, yeah, it would be nice to go to him, yeah. But he's not going to hit every single three in the world. He still went 4 of 9 from 3. But the fact you as a team shot 38% from the field and shot 27% from 3, that is bad. That is bad. Really bad. Your bench, Niang 3 points, Paul Reed 3 points, Matisse Thybulle absolutely atrocious 2 points. Furkan Korkmaz got a chance in there in the final, garbage time. But still, at the end of the day, that's irrelevant. Looking at the starters here, that's the main point in this entire game. Joel Embiid, 40 minutes, 20 points, -4 on the court. He was your best offensive player out there overall. Defensively, he was just not there today. I have no idea I don't know if it's the issue with the thumb injury where he's not being as aggressive defensively. It just wasn't there defensively. Toronto was just annihilating him, torching him defensively, especially guys like Achua coming off of the bench. It was just way too easy for them. Way too easy for literally every Raptors player on the court. Too easy for Siakam, too easy for Anunoby, too easy for Barnes, too easy for Trent, too easy for Achua. And when they don't have Fred VanVleet playing in this game, did that work to their benefit a little bit? I have no idea. I absolutely have no idea. And I also want to get some, if Doc Rivers is saying anything post-game for this. It's just see what is Doc Rivers saying. Is there anything here? Let's see. Doc Rivers says he doesn't have much concern about the mentality of his team after 2 straight losses. Says he thinks the team has an extra gear and hasn't used it in the last few games. Why? If you think that, what's going to take them to get that extra gear out of them, Doc? Going to answer that question, Doc? Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Any more stuff from Doc Rivers here as I keep looking? Doc Rivers says they were the tougher team tonight. We took a lot of forced shots. They got everything they wanted. Yep, that's exactly what happened in this game as well. Oh boy, this was just absolutely ugly. And just a game you don't want to see on your goddamn home court. Like the Sixers fans in the Wells Fargo Center were doing everything possible to try to wake the team up in that fourth quarter. They were getting up on their feet. They were cheering. They were applauding, doing everything they possibly could to wake this team up. Jeez, it's absolutely atrocious at this point. And it's not even like the Raptors were the best shooting team. They were just they weren't that good shooting. They were just getting the easy buckets, especially when they're going down in the paint. And when you get those easy buckets in the paint, you're going to have a very successful night. Because when you're getting stuff in the paint, when you're getting those shots there, it's going to open up the rest of the court for you. And granted, yes, they weren't best shooting from the field either, but they were hitting their shots when it mattered. The Sixers were literally taking up all these threes in every possible situation. Danny Green 3, Tobias Harris 3. James Harden didn't hit his first 3 till the fourth quarter. Tyrese Maxey chalking up threes. Unbelievable. Unbelievable in that instance. So after Embiid, rest of his stat line in this night. 7 of 15 from the field, 0 of 4 from 3, 6 of 6 from the free throw line. Yeah, didn't go to the free throw line as much. 11 rebounds, 4 assists, no steals, no blocks. Tobias Harris, 16 points. Still overall, I think he still has been your best player. I would say throughout basically this entire series, just consistently wise. 6 of 16 from the field, 2 of 7 from 3, 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, -16 on the court. Danny Green, 14 points. Didn't really expect that from him. 5 of 10 from the field, 4 of 9 from 3, 4 rebounds, 2 steals. Tyrese Maxey, took him way too long to get into this game actively at all, and still barely was an impact on this court. Tyrese Maxey getting exposed a little bit. Granted, yeah, he's still young. I'm not going to complain that much about Tyrese Maxey, but with the way he went off in game 1, that holds a high bar for Tyrese Maxey. And we haven't seen that Tyrese Maxey in the past few games. He's been struggling shooting-wise, especially. 12 points on the night, 5 of 14 from the field, 0 of 3 from 3, 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal. Only 1 turnover, though. Joel Embiid had 4 turnovers. James Harden had 5 sloppy-ass turnovers. He only had 15 points in this game. James Harden was goddamn atrocious. So bad. There were so many instances where we saw that ever, even when we got him in the trade over the past few games going into the end of the season, there were so many chances where he had a chance to be aggressive. He drives through the paint, doesn't take it to the rim. He goes into the other guy that's wide open. Or, he passes it into traffic and no one's there to get the ball and it turns into a turnover. So James Harden, not being aggressive enough, passing up wide open looks, looking to pass more, and when he even tries to get it into the paint, looks away. This is a game where we needed James Harden to, do something. And James Harden did not do it tonight whatsoever. Probably one of the worst players on the court for the Sixers tonight. 4 of 11 shooting, 2 of 6 from 3, 5 of 6 from the free throw line, 2 rebounds, 7 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, 5 turnovers, and a -10. Bench was absolutely atrocious for this team. Bench, there's really nothing else to bring up for this. Niang, 3 points. Paul Reed, 3 points. Matisse Thybulle, 2 points. He is goddamn atrocious. Matisse Thybulle, should not even be on the court anymore. It's that even much of an impact. He's not, seriously. Sixers aren't going to miss him in Toronto. He wasn't an impact tonight. Hasn't been an impact this entire series. There was one instance, what was it, the first quarter or the second quarter, where he had 2, 3, 4 wide open looks in a row that Tyrese Maxey was trying to give him in a couple of sequences, passed it off each time because you know why? The guy can't shoot. The guy can't shoot whatsoever. Comes up short, brick, air ball, everything on the court for Matisse Thybulle. Not an impact whatsoever. Absolutely terrible. Looking at the Raptors side, Siakam, 23 points, too easy for him in this game. 10 of 17 shooting, 2 of 4 from 3, 1 of 2 from the free throw line, 10 rebounds, 7 assists. Anunoby, 16 points, 7 of 15 from the field, 2 of 9 from 3, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Barnes in this game, even though he's not putting up scoring-wise, he's still making some impact, getting those rebounds, getting assists, getting steals. 5 of 10 shooting, 0 of 1 from 3, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. Trent Jr., definitely not the biggest offensive game from him. He had 16 points, still hit shots when they mattered. 2 of 6 from 3, 5 of 14 from the field in total. Achua, 17 points off at the bench in 27 minutes, 7 for 11 from the field, 1 of 5 from 3, 7 rebounds, 3 blocks as well. Boucher had 2 blocks as well in this game. 4 rebounds, 2, and 1 assist. Continues to show that hustle when he does for those loose balls. Overall, points in the paint. That was one of the biggest things right here. Points in the paint for the Raptors, 56. 56 points in the paint for the Raptors. 36 points in the paint for the Sixers. Fast break points, 24 for the Raptors, 16 for the Sixers. Points off turnovers, actually, the Sixers got way more, which is very surprising. 20 points for the Sixers and only 9 for the Raptors, which is very surprising. Very, very, very surprising. Surprisingly, the Sixers also got more offensive boards than them. Toronto got way more defensive boards, so 37-29 in that instance. Raptors out for rebound the Sixers in total. Raptors, from the field, they shot 51%. From the three-point line, they shot only 25%. That 51% is really escalated when they're getting 50-plus points in the paint. As we see right here from Dez, yes, Raptors shot 25% from 3, and they still managed to win this game. Why that's a factor? Because the Sixers shot 38% from the field, and they shot 27% from 3. When you're shooting 38% from the field, you are not going to win a game. You are just not going to win those games. You're just not. Unbelievable. Just absolutely unbelievable. Embarrassing, atrocious. Channel name says sad showing by our Sixers. Even more than sad. That was just absolutely embarrassing. I feel bad for people that went to that game. Super Kami says playoff James right on time. Showing it so far. James Harden needs to be way better. Way better. I'm not expecting him to be the James Harden from Houston, but seriously, just not even putting up at least 20, 25 points. James Harden needs to be way better. Way better. So going into, I want to see if there's any more quotes from Doc Rivers from this game. See if there's anything more. We got through the game, not just the second quarter. They attacked us. We didn't get into the paint enough. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Captain Obvious, Doc Rivers. Thank you very much, Captain Obvious. Let's see. Here's a weird stat right here from ESPN Stats. Doc Rivers has now lost seven of his last 8 opportunities to close out a series. His 31 such losses in those games are already the most by a coach in NBA history. Woof. Woof. In that aspect. Woof. My God. My God. Doc Rivers. Oh, boy. Let's see. Doc Rivers. And that's the same quote from earlier. Is there anything more from Doc Rivers? Jesus. It's funny. The most, everything that's being talked about right now, it's most likely going to be the Sixers loss and all the stuff going on with Brooklyn right now, that they got swept by the Celtics and everything with Ben Simmons. But that's not even the topic tonight for anything. That's something for a completely different day at this point. Anything more from Doc Rivers? Let's see. Good point right here from Tyrone Johnson. The Sixers are what they have been for years, including when Jimmy Butler was here and now with James Harden. If Embiid isn't great, they lose. He has to be great in 6 or 7. He has to be great in Game 6 or Game 7, or the Sixers make history and become the first team to blow a 3-0 series lead. Right now, that is the biggest worry right now, because everything right now is in the Raptors' favor. Everything with the way they're playing and the way the Sixers look. That's what it looks like right now. So if we go to the rest of the schedule for this series, Game 6 is going to be on Thursday at 7 p.m. in Toronto. Then Game 7, if necessary, hopefully the fuck not, it's going to be on Saturday in Philadelphia, April 30th. And what's also going to suck is Thursday is also the NFL draft. And I wish the Sixers won this series before that happened, so I get to enjoy the NFL draft in peace. That is not going to happen. That is absolutely not going to happen. But this team must win Game 6. Bottom line. Maurice, thanks for screwing up the draft. Oh, boy. Yeah, that's the least of my worries. I just wanted to enjoy the NFL draft in peace and see what the Eagles do. That's basically the bottom line of that, but they got to win. They just got to win. I don't want to go to another goddamn Game 7. I don't want to be in that situation where you're forcing history and all the, everything going on right there. I just don't want that to happen. I really don't. I'm getting worried right now. I'm getting concerned. These guys need to show up Game 6. They do. I don't think this team should be this bad shooting. They just shouldn't. Shooting 30+% from the field, got to be way better. Way better than that. I don't expect them to shoot 38% from the field. They shouldn't. Hopefully that gets better in Game 6. Close it out in fucking Game 6, please. My God. So, I think that's going to do it for this Sixers recap, though. Cool off a little bit, because in the next few minutes, I'm going to be doing my Phillies recap. So definitely, if you guys are going to stick around, definitely stick around for that. It's going to happen in the next few minutes. But for right now, what are your thoughts on this game, everyone? Are you worried going into Game 6? Are you concerned about everything with Joel Embiid, James Harden, and all that? Concerned with the way the team is shooting and their confidence right now? I want to hear all those thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. Do not forget to leave those down there. Do not forget to drop a like on this video. Do not forget to check out the Painted Lines, which I'm a part of. The links are down in the description below. Also, don't forget to check out the links to BrodesMedia, the Fired Up Pod merch website, and also Flyers Nitty Gritty. All the good stuff is down in the description below. Do not forget to check those out. And like I said at the beginning of the video, the most important thing you can do is hit that sub button and also use the code TTPSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase at SeatGeek. And I will see you next time in the next few minutes.